Welcome back, everybody. Happy Friday. We're here in the TBM930 on the ground here at lovely Aspen, Colorado. Going to take a flight up to Denver International today to check out FlightBeam's latest released, or not latest release. It actually released the day of the sim, or with the sim, but their international airport, Denver International. Same product that they have in the FSX and prepared versions of simulators, but obviously with some tweaks for MFS. So we're gonna go check that out. We're again in the TBM. Generally, I would do a flight like this in a jet, in an airliner, but unfortunately, as you guys are probably well aware, the airliners are not really fun to fly at this time. They are really default and really get you but so far. So fortunately, I don't want to spend time or waste time streaming that. So hopefully the TBM is a little bit more reliable as we make our way over there. So I've got the flight plan in already. We did this through the sim menu, if you will, and that allowed it to just port directly into the G1000s. Now I did over the weekend have a crash when messing around with the menu in the TBM, so hopefully that does not happen today. I don't expect it to, but we'll try to be careful on how we're navigating with this. I can't remember what it was I did exactly, but it did not like it and it created a crash. So we'll be very careful with that. I am looking for the transponder. We're offline. We're not on VATSIM or anything like that. VATSIM is not working correctly with MFS at the time, so all of our flights are essentially offline. But we always want to make sure we at least put that in. I can't remember where it is in this thing. Oh, NAVCOM, no. So 122800. This is an IFR flight today, so we'll squawk 2200. We'll turn it on. We'll hit enter. Alright, so our radios are good. We'll go back to PFD. Our source will be FMS for this flight. We'll make sure our flight director is on. Mick, how you doing? Good afternoon or good evening. Hope all is well with you as well, my friend. We'll have the FMS set there. Our flight directors are on. That's it for up top. Let me zoom out on this range just to make sure it's accurately ported over the flight plan for today's flight. Okay, that looks good. Fuel on board looks good, enough to get us there as well. Altimeter 3009. Now recently they have reported that the weather updates in MFS are extremely delayed and compared to the real world weather, so we're keeping an eye on that. I have real world weather at Aspen right now reporting winds 0 at 4. And our altimeter is actually 3024, but that's also 60 minutes old using the application that I'm using. And the sim is reporting 3009, so don't know which one is true. We'll just grab the latest ATIS just in case. I'm planning runway 33 for departure, but just want to be sure. So we got the ATIS coming across the screen here. Information Zulu, winds calm, visibility 3. Fuel clouds at 1,000. Alright. That's information Lima. Alright, we got that set. That looks good, that looks good. I think we're ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and get us started up here. We want our aux BP to auto, I believe. Actually on, ignition is auto. So aux BP is set to on. Fuel selectors can go manual or stay manual for now. We'll give it a crank. That should get us going. Alright, we'll introduce low idle. Our ITT is rising in the green. That looks good. Alright, high idle. And we'll get that back down. Alright, instruments look in the green. So far so good. What we want to do now is get our air conditioner turned up. Keep our passengers nice and cool. We want our pitot heats on. We are going up to, I think, 270 for the climb today. Inertial separator obviously on for the departure. We need our pressurization to auto 270, which means we are required to throw some oxygen on in here. That looks good. Fuel selector to auto. Autopilot trim on. And our aux BP can go to auto. Alright, that looks good. The first time I flew this aircraft, we had issues activating the autopilot, so every now and again I make sure to check that it activates on the ground, and it just did, so we shouldn't have any issues there. I think we are ready to go, my friends. Quick look outside. Apologies, I didn't do that. So again, this is Aspen, Colorado. I believe this is one of the handcrafted airports. It looks absolutely stunning. Well done by Microsoft. I know a lot of folks have been saying the handcrafted airports don't look as great as they claimed them to have been, but the smaller ones are definitely spot on. I have been to Aspen a few times, and I can tell you this is more or less essentially what it looks like. They've got the ramp mapped correctly. Take a look at the arrival house or terminal. That looks great. Well done. High elevation airport, obviously up here in the mountains of Colorado. I expect this departure to be absolutely stunning. So yeah, we'll get in here. We're using real world weather. We're on real time as well, so that's cool. Yeah, they have done a fantastic job. I enjoy this scenery for sure. Alright, we've started our engine, so we want to get the strobe on. We want to obviously select our takeoff flaps. That is down and indicating our pitch set for takeoff in the green, rudder set for takeoff as well in the green. Our instruments are still looking good. We've got our flight plan in. What we'll do, we'll depart north on a heading mode first. Heading might be 330 for this departure. And then we will vector ourselves on course and give it to the FMS after that. I'll leave icing, the icing switches off for now. We might encounter that as we climb, but other than that, I think we should be fine. Alright, let's get going. Parking brakes released. We are clear left. We are clear right. We've got this guy in front of us. He's either going to get clipped by our left wing or we go directly through him. You know what? Can he push us back? Yes, he can. Check that out. So I haven't used the ramp pushback for GAs yet, so let's test it out. See what that looks like. Looks like he's hooking us up. Welcome, good evening everyone. Thanks for tuning in. We are here on the ground at Aspen, Colorado, getting ready to head on over to check out FlightBeam's Denver International Airport. Nice little GA flight for you all this Friday afternoon. He is sure taking his time, isn't he? I only needed him to push us back for him to get out the way. Really didn't require pushback, but if that's the case, we'll just... Right there's fine, buddy. Thank you. Is he going to continue to stay in front of us? Hopefully he moves over to the side. There we go. Thank you, my friend. Alright, let's swing it. Now, I'm noticing in this sim, for some reason, I need a tremendous amount of power to get any of the aircrafts going. I don't know if it's a sensitivity setting on my end, but it has caused some issues for me. But some of the things that I plan to check out for sure as we continue to operate and learn this simulator. Alright, again, we are heading down to runway 33 for today's departure. Make sure our right side is clear. That looks good. Yeah, I shouldn't need this much power. The TBM, once you release those parking brakes, just goes. I don't know what's going on. Why I always require so much power to get these aircrafts moving. Of course, to stay out in Aspen. Can't wait to come here and do some flight in the do some flights in the snow in the winter time. It should be cool. I've got to like literally fireball this thing just to keep it moving. Pretty long runway here at Aspen. We don't need all of this at all, but we will always take as much runway as we can get. So again, it'll be a northbound departure, and then we will vector ourselves there to the first waypoint. Obviously, we want to be cognizant of all the terrain that's around us. I've got to limit my outside shots here while we're moving. Unfortunately, in drone mode, you are not able to control the aircraft, so hopefully that will come from Microsoft later. Alright, we're approaching the threshold. Generally what we would do is a run-up, and this is a controlled airport, so generally we would be on with ATC for clearance, or if we were on Unicom in the VATSIM world, we would announce our departure. But again, we are on neither today. VATSIM is still working out some tweaks to get vPilot correctly working with MFS, so for now we are doing all of our flights offline. So what I'll do, obviously, though, is make sure we've got our pulse lights on, our strobe and everything else is on as we line up here. And we are clear on the approach path, and we are clear to our right as well. Alright, my friends, let's go to Denver. We'll kill this master caution light. It's just telling me the inertial separator is off, which is what we want for this flight. And here we go. Add some power. Power set. Jittery rudder pedals. Trying to keep her straight. It's already wanting to rotate on us, so we'll go. Her up and off positive rate gear is coming up. That's the gear up. We'll already go flaps up as well. Look at this departure. Stunning. Simply stunning. It is bumpy up here. Let's take a look, make sure we are aware of our surroundings. Definitely want to watch the terrain, the mountains in front of us. We are doing a great rate of climb, already almost through 10,000. Again, high altitude airport here, so taking that into consideration as well. Right-hand turn. Power back just a little bit. This TBM is powerful, man. Going up to 2.7 today, so we'll increase that. See if I can get this to the autopilot so I can get some views for you guys. Inertial separator can come off. Yaw damper can come on. Autopilot on. flight level change. Keep her climbing. We'll make sure she's stable before we pop outside and take some shots. Alright. She's jumping around like that because we've definitely got some turbulence here in the mountain areas. This is very common. However, I don't know it should be jittering that much. I think they still need to work out some of the turbulence effects on the aircrafts themselves. Other than that, guys, this is gorgeous departure. Got my settings on pretty much ultra for the most part. Knocked a few things down, but for the most part it's all ultra. However, you can get these kind of graphics, especially in this part of the world, on this kind of quality on medium and high-end settings for sure, easily. Let's get back in here, see what's going on. We're through 10,000 feet. I'm going to get these lights off. Pulse can go off. Nav and strobe stays on. Again, we're watching for icing. We've got our outside air temperature is 21°C. We've got no moisture or anything like that in the air, so we should be good for now, especially this time of the year. What I'm going to do now is get us over to our first waypoint, where we're rocking out. Our first waypoint, which is Janet. So let's see if we can go direct to Janet. Afraid to mess with this because, like I said last time, playing around in here caused a CTD for me, unfortunately. So direct to Janet, activate. Alright, we are now direct Janet. What we'll need to do now is get this back on nav, and the aircraft should be steering us direct towards Janet. Awesome. We are well on our way, my friends. Welcome and good evening, those of you just tuning in. We are on our way to FlightBeam's Denver International. I'm going to check out, see what that airport looks like from good old FlightBeam. We just departed Aspen. It's Aspen, Colorado, located southwest of Denver International. It's a pretty quick flight, especially in this TBM. We're bouncing up and down. We've definitely got some turbulence effects with the mountain areas and the temperature and whatnot outside. This sim is absolutely just stunning, guys. Absolutely stunning. I won't say it's perfect. There's a whole host of issues that a lot of us really want to see them address in the near future, but to be honest, it's the initial release, so a little bit of that stuff is expected. Through 18,000, we'll go standard on the barrel there. tuning in. We are in the TBM930 on our way to check out Denver International by FlightBeam. One of the add-on series that was made available on the initial launch of the test this week. Just departed Aspen, a really nice airport, one of the handcrafted airports by Microsoft, and really impressed with it. Really no complaints. It was spot on in terms of accuracy, and the scenery was just gorgeous. So no real complaints there. There have been a number of so-called handcrafted airports that folks have identified issues with. Hopefully those will be resolved, especially the bigger airports that Microsoft says that they handcrafted. But other than that, there's some really good ones. So our routing today takes us eastbound over to Denver. As you can see, our waypoints here on the map. We'll head crossing Hammock Ski Bridge, and then we'll pick up the Ski 1 arrival into Denver today, planning ILS 34 left for the arrival. Those of you that have picked up Microsoft Flight Sim 2020, interested in knowing what you all's thoughts are, I definitely think it's truly groundbreaking, the level of immersion this desktop simulator brings, especially out of the box. Nothing like we've seen before from a default simulator, that's for sure. Are there issues? Absolutely. I think lots of folks have identified that, but for the most part, this simulator is fantastic, especially from a GA perspective. The jets and the tube liners will come. Microsoft will either make additional fixes or we'll get some third-party folks out there to give us some really good add-ons by way of jetliners, tube liners, etc. But for now, it's a great sim to just be able to fly GA. John, man, what's up? How was that landing? How was the flight? The rest of the flight? It's a great sim to just give us a taste of what VFR looks like, a taste of what some of these GA aircrafts feel and look like. That's for sure. And John, let me know if you're having, or if we're having, that same issue again where things are 10 minutes delayed. Rubbish. Massive headache. I told you, man, that plane, between the swinging back and forth and having to think double time just to make sure the plane is behaving the way it should, and watch the waypoints and all that stuff, it was a pain, man. I went to bed with a headache last night for sure. No, we're good. Okay, good. If it gets delayed, let me know. I think I corrected the issue, but just let me know from last time. Yeah, we just departed Aspen. I wish you were here for the beginning. That is one of the handcrafted airports, and it's gorgeous, man. It is spot on. I've been there before. It's spot on to what it looks like. And it was truly breathtaking. So right now we're on our way eastbound to Denver International to check out the FlightBeam's scenery. When I'm done testing it, I want to see it there. Yeah, I was just telling the folks here, it's going to be a while before we get some real good add-on aircrafts, especially about the tube liners, but we'll see. Tried installing FSLABS, and I've used up all my activation system to support ticket. I'll watch it back. Wow, I didn't know there were activation limits on the FSLABS installation. Since when? Did you do it through Springs, Fast Springs, or was that through the page, the reinstallation page directly from FSLABS? links they sent us. Yeah, that's strange, man. Yep, I remember. Hopefully I don't have that issue, because I need to reinstall the 321. Such a great day for flying out here in Denver. Alright, that is 27,000. We are going to, let's see, we're leveled. Forgot that set. We have got 3 nautical miles till ski. Everything is grand so far, knock on wood. Man, look at the texturing in the cockpit. Look how they have the fingerprints on the G1000 glass there. That's pretty cool. Instruments in the green. Fuel is looking good. Looking good, my friends, looking good. So obviously this is I hope you do more airport reviews like FlightBeam versus MFS airports. Also, I can't hear you talk. Please turn down the engines. Thank you. Sorry about that, Ron. We actually turned our mic down from the last stream because everyone said it was too loud. Let me see if I can boost that and let me know how that goes. Oh, he meant while outside. Okay, you're fine inside. Alright, cool. Yeah, we'll definitely check out more airports. To be honest, Ron, I don't plan on buying a ton of airports in this sim. Part of the reason for coming to this sim was being able to take advantage of the airports that we were going to get out of the box. But there are some that I have already identified that I definitely need add-ons for. So yeah, I'll try to do some comparison videos as well. I've checked out and not really have flown to them, but just the airport itself. So for example, I went to Miami I think 2 days ago. The surrounding area and landscape and all the way right down to approach is gorgeous, but the airport just lacks a lot of detail. So for me, if it's an airport that I'm not planning to fly to or visit too often, I'm really not going to spend money on an add-on airport. Whereas back in the FSX and P3D and Xplane simulators, even if I was going to fly to it once, I didn't want to fly to it as a default airfield or airport. It just wasn't worth it at all. But there are a lot of airports in this sim that you can get away with, at least in my opinion, flying to its default version. So yeah, we'll do some comparison videos and check that out. Greatly modeled aircraft here, man. They really outdone themselves as it relates to the way they've modeled a lot of these aircrafts. What do you all think? I know plenty of you have this simulator as well. What are you all's first week impressions, if you will? I've seen a lot of complaining on various forums, that's for sure. Looking over here to pull up my charts again, there's really nothing in this aircraft or that Microsoft has modeled to kind of let you know top of descent, so please bear with me. I'm over here on my other monitor trying to pull up the Navigraph charts for this arrival into Denver. Yeah, just the aircraft is really loud outside. Apologies for that. Alright, looking at our charts here, we want to cross ski above 200 badge, 250 knots between 21 and 17. So we are actually pretty high. We're going to start bringing back the speed. Again, this was, like I said, a very quick flight. Didn't realize how quick. It's really hard to gauge, you know, where exactly you are in this sim. I'm so used to having my Navigraph moving maps or my Aerosoft EFB to kind of give me some sort of general understanding of where I am. So you've kind of got to keep an eye on things here. So we'll go flight level change and start bringing this down. If we're too high on the arrival, we'll make some S-turns or do some vectors for final. I'm not worried about it. Again, we are not on VATSIM or anything like that. Just because VATSIM is why won't this go down flight level change? Alright, we'll do vertical speed mode. Just because VATSIM is still having issues with stuttering and loss of FPS while connected to the network in MFS. So hopefully they fix that soon. I do miss flying on VATSIM, so we can get some of that action. So technically we're supposed to be at 13,000 at Craig, and tell her we want to be at 11,000 to 10 knots, and then vectors to final from there. So we will bring this down to 11. John, all right, man. I'm knackered. Have a good night, Bo. We'll hopefully we'll get some group flights in tomorrow morning. That should be fun. Yeah, no worries. You're gonna love it, man. Johnny and I had a blast yesterday. It's a great sim to do multi-flights, or not multiplayer in. Have a good one, man. Take care. That goes for those of you connected as well. If you guys want to join us for a group flight tomorrow or any other day. In fact, feel free to let us know. You guys can add me as a friend on through the sim itself. Through my username is exactly my channel name, so you'll find me under Mixed Salmon. And anytime we fly, you'll see us online. Alright, always good to know the weather into the arrival airport where you're going. So let's check that really quick. Again, I've heard things around the weather not being quite accurate through the sim as it is in real life, or if it's there, it's just like an hour behind, unfortunately. Denver right now is reporting winds out of the east at 5 knots. So 3-4 left will still work for us. It'll give us about a 5-knot crosswind. Not too worried about that. Let's bring that speed back even more. I wanted to increase that rate of descent. It would give us about a 5-knot crosswind if the sim weather is accurate as to real life. The METAR shows 070 at 30 degrees Celsius, and our altimeter is 3003. We've got a few clouds at 14,000, so it's a pretty clear day and a pretty straightforward arrival for us. So I don't know why the aircraft has broken off of the arrival. So I'll tell you what, we're going to disconnect the autopilot. And we are going to go visual the rest of the way here. So we'll bring that speed. Don't mind that. She's calling out the landing gear really early. Another one of the bugs in this default aircraft. It's way too early for us to drop the landing gear, so. And unfortunately, I can't quiet that oral warning. Keep screaming landing gear at us. Alright, you know what? We'll land 3-4 right instead. That gives us a closer taxi to our terminal. That's 18,000. We'll reset our altimeter to 988. Okay, just to shut her up, we'll drop the landing gear. It'll create some drag for us, but we're fine. We're close enough to the airport that it's really not going to matter all that much. Plus, we can do with some drag to slow us up a bit here. We're looking good. We seem high now, but we are doing just fine. Guys, this is a gorgeous simulator, man. Alright, we've got to remember elevation at Denver is about a little over 5,000 feet, if I'm not mistaken. So we've got to keep that in mind. Look at that sunset. Wow. That is gorgeous. My friends, those of you just joining, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. We will continue to do a series of videos, streams, etc. to cover this wonderful simulator. Obviously, like I said, it is not without fault. There are some things that definitely need some cleaning up, but I am of the belief that Microsoft will address them to come. Overall, it's a great product. It's a great start, at least, and overall, I'm very happy with it. It's really great, to be honest. All of the bugs and other little items they will get to. I don't think they'll, if I'm being honest, I don't think they'll ever address the default airliners, if I'm being completely honest. For those that were a part of the alpha, it was definitely mentioned quite a few times that, especially the A320neo, that it was not accurate at all, and it had a whole lot of bugs. Alright, we'll get the inertial separator on now. We'll get the yaw damper off. We'll get the landing lights on. Get the pulse going. It was definitely mentioned it had a lot of bugs. They addressed some of it, but then eventually just closed the forum and closed the tickets and released it as it was. I don't think they were planning to really take those aircraft seriously. They are depending on a lot of the third-party folks to bring us some true aircrafts like that. The PMDGs, the FSLABS, the Aerosofts of the world. So we'll get there. We will get there. Caution, that master caution is for the inertial separator. We can acknowledge that. I want to take flaps 1 already. We're high, but we've got plenty of runway. I'm not worried about it. Last notch of flaps. See, this aircraft is really bouncy. Pitch for 80. Try to. And we'll just let the speed bleed off here. Alright, we're down. We'll close the throttle. Brakes are, rudders are a bit sensitive. I've adjusted them, but they still require some adjustments, it looks like. We don't need to throw the reversers on or anything like that. Like I said, plenty of runway here. We'll just tap on the brakes. No need to overdo it. And that's us down at Denver. So let's go here to the ramp. Check out what the airport itself looks like. Again, like I said, generally in any other sim, I would do this flight in a jet, but those jets are just not ready for prime time yet. So the TBM got us here and got us here safely. Alright, flaps can come up. We can get rid of the pulse. Nav lights can stay. All of those can stay. Pitot heats can go. Guys, not bad, not bad. It's it looks pretty similar to what we had in P3D and FSX. Nothing breathtaking. Everything looks better in MFS, that's for sure. So we'll keep going here. Performance-wise, I got everything pretty much on Ultra. I am streaming, so that's taxing the, obviously, the computer, the GPU, and all that stuff as well. But we are in the GA aircraft, so it's obviously a little heavier than where we were at Aspen. But for the most part, it's nice. I wonder what the performance will look like here in the Airbus or something similar to that. Taxiway edge lights. Again, I would come outside, but you're not able to. You know what? Let's try this. Let me see something here. Alright, there we go. We can steer the aircraft this way. Awesome. Taxiway lights look good. The edge lighting looks good. The grass looks good. Again, Denver was pretty solid in the other simulators as well. So was not expecting anything less from the folks over at FlightBeam. Definitely have the sloped runways and taxiways. Had to use a little bit of power there to get up the hill a bit. I know outside the mic tends to be lower because of the engine volume, so if you guys can't hear me well, please let me know. I'll turn the mic up. Yeah, this looks good, guys. It looks good. It is, for those that have not owned a FlightBeam scenery before, it is 14 bucks. You can find it in the, oh, that's a bug. Little piece of concrete there. You can find it in the marketplace within the simulator. It literally downloads and installs, well, depending on your internet speed, but for me it was literally a couple seconds. And that's another thing about this simulator as well. It really moved us here into the new age, if you will, around how you update products and whatnot. P3D and Xplane and FSX, you've got to use Sim Market and all those other stores, and then you've got to download the serial number, then you've got to download the package, then you've got to install it in the simulator and hope it installs correctly and doesn't screw with any of your other add-ons. I'm definitely happy that for the most part those days are going to be behind us. Like I said, it was literally 1, 2, 3. No muss, no fuss. I want to go to the main part of the airport here. I shouldn't be rolling like that. 1 second, my friends. Let me adjust track IR. It's a little better. Alright, I'm gonna cheat a little bit here and do something you wouldn't obviously normally do. I'm gonna just stray off the... Alright, we're starting to get performance hit here, you see. We're definitely stuttering. I don't know if it's something specific off to our left, but that is not good at all. Let's jump back in the cockpit. Nah, this is pretty much the same thing. So again, we actually have drone mode, so we don't actually have to drive or taxi around this whole airport. Let's park right here. Let's enter drone mode, and we can actually go explore. So here's Denver from above. It is pretty solid, man. I like it. To your point, Ron. Next time I will take a picture or do a review of the actual default airport first. In fact, Denver, in the version that I have Premium Deluxe, the highest edition. It's supposed to be a handcrafted airport. It was okay. FlightBeam's is definitely better. And look at that, we've got stutters, so there's something in this airport that's really tanking the performance there, especially at nighttime. Let's change the time and let's see if we have the same results. A little bit smoother. A little bit smoother when we change to daytime. Interested to see what a jet will look like here. Alright, my friends, that's going to do it for us. I'm going to probably check out some other airports. We'll do some more videos. Tomorrow we will be doing a group flight. So Johnny and John and myself will be in some GA aircrafts, probably checking out some backwoods of Alaska or something to that nature, and we'll really show you guys what this simulator is about. Like I said, it's really not about the airliners or the major airports and all that stuff. All of these things will be redefined, if you will, by add-on developers as the sim matures. Where this sim really shines, the drone camera has a mind of its own right now. Where this sim really shines is in the GA aircrafts, and in all of the areas where you generally wouldn't fly to in a simulator. It is truly fascinating, and I cannot wait to show you guys that. So that being said, without further ado, we will we'll end the stream here, and we will see you guys tomorrow. We'll update the timing and whatnot, so you all can know when to tune in. Is the download done the same as done in P3D from FlightBeam website? Ron, yeah, so if you own it in P3D, I completely forgot that you get a discount, so I didn't do it that way. But if you own it in P3D, you would download it from their website, I believe. And there's probably an installer that you would get in order to get it downloaded in the sim. I don't know off the top of my head. Unfortunately, I completely forgot that they offer you a discount, and I accidentally paid full price by going to the marketplace. So check it out there. Alright, my friends, that's going to do it for us. Thank you all for tuning in for this very quick stream. I just wanted to check out what FlightBeam looked like. Aspen was phenomenal. For those of you that didn't catch the beginning, go back there. The stream will be uploaded in the video section to check out that departure. And we'll come back and do a lot more videos like that in some of these other small off airports. We'll see you tomorrow for the group flight. Until then, you guys have a great night. Take care.